Good morning. Today we're going to talk about your essay question. Just talk about the essay question. First, we have to look at the we have to look at the story of the family having a picnic in Abu Dhabi. When I did this story, I said that you have a family that is here in Al Ain and they're planning a picnic on Friday up in Abu Dhabi. And we said that the grandfather would drive one car and the brother would drive another car. Well, Friday comes and the grandfather gets in the car and he's driving 80 kilometers per hour up to Abu Dhabi. The brother gets in the car and he's driving faster, 139, just under the radar, but he gets on the wrong road. So we would say that the grandfather is effective because he's on the right road, but he's not efficient. He's not going fast. The brother is going fast, so he's efficient, but not effective. We also talked about this in terms of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. That the decision to go to Abu Dhabi, the decision to make this picnic, to have this picnic, to set a goal. On Friday, we are going to do a picnic. That's planning. That's what planning is. Organizing is figuring out that the grandfather drives one car, the brother drives another car, what food will we eat, what the details are basically organizing. How are we going to do it? The function of leadership, it takes real leadership to gather up the entire family and to get them to go to Abu Dhabi, particularly when you have a younger brother or sister who's saying things like, I don't want to go to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is boring. I want to stay here. So you need to motivate and inspire those people. And then last but not least, the fourth function of management is control. Control means to monitor and to make changes if necessary. In this case, the grandfather is driving too slow. So tapping on his shoulder and saying, Grandpa, is it okay if you go a little bit faster? Or in the case of the brother, you look up and see a sign that says Dubai, and you're like, you're on the wrong road. That's an example of control. So your assignment in this class, if we go to, let me switch screens one more time. So, as I've emailed you here, the story of the Abu Dhabi family picnic, then in this that I'm highlighting now, this is where I have answered the test and given the essay if I were doing it myself. So I'm asking you to come up with something in your own life that shows me that you understand what planning is. Planning is setting goals, deciding what to do. That you understand organizing, figuring out how to do it and what resources you will need. That you understand leadership, that you can give me an example of where you or your father or someone in your family demonstrated leadership. Probably the hardest one is control. Find an example in your life where you were watching something and you realize that's not going the way I thought it should. So for each of these, just no more than 2 sentences. Give me an example of planning, 1 or 2 sentences. Give me an example of organizing, 1 or 2 sentences. An example of leading, 1 or 2 sentences. And control, 1 or 2 sentences. Do not write a lot. This is you can answer it in 2 sentences or less for each one, okay? So I want you to write that in advance and put that in Microsoft Word or whatever it is you use. And then when you get the essay question, you highlight all of that, and then you have to use Control-C to copy, and then Control-V to paste into your essay. If there's a problem with pasting, if there's something that goes wrong, try it again. But if there's a real problem, we'll talk about it after class. I think people can do this. I'm not too worried, but we will deal with it if they can. So, so the important points down here that I'd like to highlight is that this should be from you and you alone. So if you give me the exact same example as other students, then yeah, you won't get credit. Also keep in mind, this is only worth 1 mark. 1 mark. So we're giving it a try this time. If it works, great. I hope everybody gets this mark, but if we have problems, it's just not a big deal. It's only 1 mark. So that's it. That is this. That is what you need to do for your essay question. Good luck.